the zeolite investigation. It's a little old. It came from 2012, which, you know, is almost 10 years ago, but I think it still stands quite firm. Okay, here is the study that I was telling you about. It is from December of 2012, and it's called Zeolite Investigation of the Effectiveness and Safety of Oral Chelating Agent for Heavy Metals, a comparison between different commercially available preparations. This graph is arsenic only, and so if we look at these charts, it kind of gives us a really excellent view visually of the comparison between the commercial spray products, which are that burgundy color, versus the powdered that's in the purple or lavender color. So if we look at this, you can see that the powder radically outperforms on arsenic specifically. Again, this chart is only arsenic, because in the study it says that the spray product performed at a -8% at chelating arsenic, while the powder performed at 119%. Here we're looking at a variety of different metals. You can read them all at the bottom, and again, it's an excellent visual between the purple lavender color for the powder and the liquid nano sprays are that burgundy color. There is an exponential difference in performance here on these particular heavy metals. And here is some more views of the performance of the nano spray against the powder. It's just, oh, Hercules has to go potty, hang on. Okay, I'm sorry, duty called. So as you can see, again, the powder just outperforms the spray. I'm not saying that the spray is completely ineffective. It's just really minimally effective compared to the whole form, the micronized form of the powder. Okay, so now for dosing. So you really can't overdo it on zeolite. It is very safe and it's non-toxic. The only issue is that it's so good at its job that you may get some Herx reactions. So when it comes to any product that is a detox product, my method is very low and slow. I am in a special demographic. I have mold toxicity. I have biotoxins that am trying to get out of my system. And so if I go too heavy or too much, I have a mold reaction. In fact, I did that, and you can see the mold hives on my skin, my cheeks, and my neck. I am in that population that I just am sensitive. So if you know that you're sensitive, please go low and slow. But you can, the official adult dose is 1.6 milligrams per day, which is about a tablespoon. And a child's dose is about a teaspoon per day. In my opinion, that is still radically too much to start with. I would start off with a fraction of that and very slowly titrate yourself up over a course of several days to several weeks. Again, being a highly sensitive person to literally everything, I am at 800 milligrams, which is half the adult dose, and I'm still pushing it. But I'm also taking several other binders. I take a Saccharomyces probiotic. I also take Shilajit, which is going to do multiple things. It gives me 84 minerals. It also acts as a binder and provides fumic and fulvic acid. So if you want to know more about the Shilajit I use, that is also tagged under MitoLife, and my DMs are open, and you can always leave a comment and we can talk more there about Shilajit or the Saccharomyces. Binders are essential for my personal health and wellness. Our world is toxic. Our water, our air, all the stuff and products that we have, from clothes to just the soaps that we use, even though I home make almost everything that I use. If your toxin bucket gets full quick, or if your bucket is small and you just can't get the toxins out quick enough, you have to use a binder to help you. I also wanted to take a minute to show you how to make your own, but in a dropper form. So this one's in a spray and this one's going to be in a dropper form because, as I showed you before, we settle, so it sort of jams up the mechanism a little bit. So droppers seem to be a better approach with littles. So I have a piece of paper that I'm going to make a funnel with because the only funnels I have are metal. And then I have a 1/2 teaspoon measuring spoon here and a 2-ounce glass dropper bottle. It's a very strange angle, but I just make a little funnel out of a piece of paper and insert it into the jar. Take a 1/2 teaspoon, put it into the funnel. You can see that it's at the bottom there. I have a reverse osmosis water filtration system. So you can either use that, purified water, or distilled water. So I filled it a little too full with water. So it's maxed out pretty much. Give it a shake every time you go to use it. Again, you're gonna settle at the bottom, just letting it sit. So give it a good shake to press the dropper. And then you can either use a full dropper or you can start one at a time. I would, if you're using it for littles, I would start with 1 drop, especially if you have been using the Nano Zeolite and you're gonna go from that minimal effectiveness to jumping from like -8% to 119%. So as you can imagine, that is a very large gap to traverse for a little body. So I would start with a drop. And then if they're fine for 3 days and they don't have any Herx reactions, then do 2 drops. And then I would just work up like that every 3-4 days. You know your child best. You have to advocate for them and use the right dosage. This is another good article to look into for your research on zeolite. This one as well. And another.